Hey everybody, how are ya? I wanted to do a video because I've been researching a concept called synesthesia. So synesthesia is the way in which auditory or visual stimulus creates a different reaction in the brain. So a good example of this is there are certain people who, when they hear music, they see color. Sometimes visually, most often it's imagined. It's in their mind's eye, it's in their imagination. But listening to music evokes very, very concrete and specific color correlations. I've also heard of people who get taste associations. They'll get tastes in their mouths when they hear certain sounds. And I've heard of people who can get physiological sensations as well. So I have been in, I've heard about this concept before. I've actually played in bands with some folks who have synesthesia, and we used to write songs with a box of crayons, and we just kind of had this language behind which colors associated to which certain pitches and keys. So that was really cool. And I am a very visual person as well, and so I've had a few friends mention, hey, I think you might be synesthetic as well. But I was like, oh, no, not me. There's no way. I'm just a regular dude, right? Not that anyone who has synesthesia is not regular. However, I didn't believe that was me. I just thought I had the normal way of hearing sound, which for me is when I hear sound, I see shapes, and then those shapes get colored in depending on the sounds I hear. So that's not technically synesthesia, which is the reason why I didn't believe I had it until I was reading some music therapy books. I was reading Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks, which is an amazing book. And he was mentioning forms of synesthesia, and as I was reading this book, I was like, oh, wait, that's not how everyone experiences sound? So I started to do a little bit more research into it, and I came across this really cool article from ScienceDirect.com, which I'm going to post in the comments underneath here. And it's called Beyond Color Perception, Auditory-Visual Synaesthesia Induces Experiences of Geometric Objects in Specific Locations. Here's the abstract overview of this essay. Our brain constantly integrates signals across different senses. Auditory-visual synesthesia is an unusual form of cross-modal integration in which sounds evoke involuntary visual experiences. Previous research primarily focuses on synesthetic color, but little is known about non-color synesthetic visual features. Here, we studied a group of synesthests, people with synesthesia, for whom sounds elicit consistent visual experiences of colored geometric objects located at specific spatial locations. Changes in auditory pitch alter the brightness, size, and spatial height of synesthetic experiences in a systematic manner, resembling the cross-modal correspondences of non-synesthests, implying that synesthesia may recruit cognitive or neural mechanisms for normal cross-modal processes. Okay, so super science, right? Whatever. Basically, what's happening, when I listen to music, predominantly what happens first is the rhythm creates a gray geometric structure. Even when I teach drum lessons, I teach a lot of my students that a lot of our 4/4 beats, it's a good way to think about them as a square. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triangles for triplet times, right? There are all these different ways, and that's the way that I was perceiving sound, and it was something that I had just went most of my life assuming that most people also felt the same way. So it's been really awesome for me to research into all of these things and to learn all of these things, because it gave me this really cool frame of reference that there's nothing wrong. It's just something that happens to certain people. For me, I've done a lot of meditative work. I've done a lot of work with active visualization. I do a lot of work with my third eye chakra and my pineal gland. I mean, these are the pieces of our brain that have a lot to do with our visual cognitive functioning. I've done a lot of work. So what I just assumed was that I had just, thinned my veils of my brain's neurological information so that that information spreads to different pieces of the brain that it usually doesn't. But this scientific study is just a way in which I can really kind of comprehend and understand what's happening a little bit better. And for me, it was really empowering. It just became cool. It's like, hey, yeah, what you're experiencing is real. No, there's nothing wrong with you. We just don't necessarily have enough information to understand it. So, if you have any kinds of experiences like this, I would love to learn more about it. I'm going to kind of put together a little bit of a research program here, and a lot of what I do in my own research is I try and find ways that I can teach the correlations in which sound, light, color, and shape all have interrelationality in the ways in which we experience them. It's just a different facet of our cognitive faculties that understand that information. So please feel free, send me messages. You want to chat on the phone, any cool experiences, let me know, hit it up in the comments. I'm going to post this study here, and I just hope it works. I just want you all to know there's probably nothing wrong with you. You're probably awesome and a superhero that the regular world doesn't understand. Lots of love.